It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego politico, my ego don't come, oh, this one not the off in mind, my ego don't come, oh, can in the touchlight every corner, my ego don't come, oh, okay, some people be they holla say they want the power, them be promise us say we go get light and power, them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Politico, my ego don't come, oh, this one not they off in mind, my ego don't come, oh, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepe. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. See them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo.
Hello there.
My ego now I'm on.
Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. It is Mayegun Live. Don't happen again. The Bewiris are back with a bang. Everybody will collect. Share this broadcast if you haven't already. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them that Mayegun today. If you have money in Nigerian banks, if you have not yet been feeling the heat, I think it's about time for you to feel it. Thiefnubu, the pickpockets, they are back. $28.7 trillion Naira budget was passed and signed into law. 2024 budget, this is July. Thiefnubu wants it amended and increased to 34.9 trillion Naira. United Arab Emirates, UAE. They have come out today to debunk involvement in a Thiefnubu scheme and scam on this lifted visa ban. 24 hours ago, we were debunking it here. 24 hours after, it has been officially debunked. They have nothing to do with it. Thank you, Motide. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us this hour. It is Mayegun Live. The rider for this session tonight is the breaking news in Nigeria. I remember we did series of sessions on the fraudulent, padded 2024 budget that they call the budget of hope. And I told you in clear terms, they inflated the budget that is mostly to be looted, not to address the economic, socio-economic problems of Nigeria. It was to dupe the people of Nigeria. And they had the World Bank behind them. IMF was behind them. The real investors were avoiding them. So, in the space of 1 year, under Thiefnubu and APC, Nigeria's debt received a boost of 34 trillion naira debt in 1 year with nothing to show for it other than abject, chronic, multi-dimensional poverty. But ladies and gentlemen, the budget of hope, I've been a budget of hopelessness. There seems to have been running out of the money borrowed. And they need to justify the reasons for more. And I'm going to be very sincere with you tonight. If you are still in doubt, the terrible state that these guys have brought Nigeria and the bleak future that these guys are religiously securing for you, this platform or this program is going to help you possibly to change your mind or continue to mask your selective ignorance, because everybody, to the best of my own knowledge, everyone knows what they are doing. Everyone. And the fact that they will continue to do it means that they can continue to mask their ignorance and pretend, oh, I didn't know. And they are all the same. Well, only God can help us. Masking your ignorance, ignoring the danger that these guys are setting you up to or setting you up for. Dangers, the bleak future that puts the lives of everyone in danger, including those of you who think you are rich. So here is the deal. No real investor is coming to Nigeria. Okay? Number one, the freedom of information is dead. The freedom of, the FOI law allows everyone to ask questions, critical questions, especially when it comes to fiscal responsibility. Fiscal responsibility is what Oyibo for money sharing, spending, expenditures, income and expenditure. When you know what you are possibly going to receive, that is your income. Then you have to budget on it as your expenditure, your spending. And for years, The criminals in charge of Nigeria ensured that in their budget, their crooked budget that never was for the people or anyone than themselves, right? They ensured that what they call recurrent expenditure, recurrent expenditure, capital expenditure, these both expenditures, they are supposed to be built on whatever the size of your income. Income is revenue, the money you take in as a government. Well, they had a lot of money, but at the end of the day, 70% of their budget are mostly to cover what they call the recurrent expenditures, good lives for themselves, renovations of the same property every year, are buying of new cars, are traveling abroad with their extra code, then budgeting money to be looted for security. I mean, come on now. Billions of dollars, Nigeria's money has been expended on fighting and ending terrorism in Nigeria, but rather it has bought more terrorism and in fact spread the terrorism all over Nigeria. When you compare how much they've spent, because this is it, the budget determines that. But the unfortunate thing is that as these guys were bleeding everything that comes in through bogus budget year in, year out, and people are falling into poverty year in, year out, they were also attacking the source of revenue too. I mean, what other attack will be on your revenue if you are not investing in your people? More people are losing their jobs, more businesses are folding up. So revenues that should come from those who are working, paying taxes, businesses that are running, paying taxes, they started dwindling. And what did they do? They started printing money. Where they couldn't print money, they were borrowing money. From 13 trillion naira debt of Nigeria in 2015, Bokwari took it to, according to they said, he took it to 87 trillion. But the original debt that Bokwari left was 108 trillion naira. But let's work with their number, 87 trillion, which means Bokwari incurred over 74 trillion in 8 years. 74 trillion debt with almost nothing to show for it. The devalued currency. So the debt of Nigeria was left at official 87 trillion. Then between May 29, 2023 and May 29, 2024, officially, Nigeria debt has now jumped to 117 or so trillion, nearly 120 trillion, their own official figure. Meanwhile, the real debt of Nigeria is already over 150 trillion. We are now talking about over 100 billion naira debt for people that met the debt of Nigeria at $7.5 billion debt, 7.5 billion, just 9 years ago. And today, the debt of Nigeria in their own official book is now over 100 billion naira. Okay. Now, between that May 2023 and June 2024, just last month, Thiefnubu and his gang, okay, well, I've said that, 34 trillion. Now, within that 34 trillion that they have added to the debt of Nigeria, they did something. In their earlier abracadabra, Thiefnubunomics from the beginning, he appointed Kadobi Oduduwa Emefiole, and they said they were bringing monetary policy. People didn't know, or maybe all of you didn't know, or many people didn't know that these were actually the IMF, World Bank policies that said Nigeria must prove that they can increase their revenue. Since Thiefnubu said he increased the revenue of Lagos State through the strategy of magnitude value as a rent collector, Mr. Tax Collector, that won't be a problem. Then how do we do it? First thing first, you need to go and devalue your currency. They did. And guess those who were part of the economic team that advised Thiefnubu to devalue Nigeria currency? devaluing Nigeria Naira, oh, sorry, float your Naira. They call it floating the Naira, but it's actual devaluation. Go and devalue your currency. Nigeria Naira lost more than 50% of its value from the ragtag nonsense that Buhari left. It lost over 50% of its value in a space of 1 year under Mr. Strategist. And guess what? Some of the bank CEOs that are also part of the economic team of Thiefnubu, when the Nigeria Naira was floated and jumped from 600 Naira to 1,800 Naira to $1. Guess those who were smiling to the banks. Okay, smiling in the banks. They were the CEOs of Nigeria banks. This is how much some of them made from the Forex bubble under Thiefnubu. The one that made most money is the GTB, Guaranteed Trust Bank, Zenith Bank, Jimovia, Access Bank, UBA, what's that guy's name? Elumelu, Tony Elumelu, Fidelity, FCMB. And you see all these you are seeing, they are not thousands. So they made, for example, Access Bank made over $700 million profits. Zenith Bank made over 800 million in 2023. Over 800 million. GT Bank made over $800 million. UBA made over nearly $700 million. Fidelity 71 million. FCMB 160 million. Stanbic 80 million. All of this in dollars as just profit. And guess how the banks made the profit? I'll tell you. Under Emefiole, when they were doing the round tripping, when some people were getting the dollars cheaper, and then they were reselling the dollars, only a few people. Some banks were also collecting allocation of dollars. But around that time, as a businessman, if you approach your bank, you are likely going to be on the queue for weeks. If you ever get any allocation of dollar from them, it will never be what you wanted. Okay? But if you go to the Bureau de Change, the black market, you have all the dollars you want. If you want $10 million, if you want $100 million, the Bureau de Change will provide them for you as long as you are ready to pay. So this was going on, and they made a kill. They emptied the treasury of Nigeria. When Thiefnubu came, the same agenda continued. And it was the chance for the banks to make money. Okay? So the round tripping in a different way happened, and they made a kill. It was time for them to now share the profits with their shareholders. At least if you are a shareholder of any of those banks, some of you have been waiting for months now for them to share the proceed as the profit declared. The reason why the banks won't share them yet is because Thiefnubu is holding, the Thiefnubu Central Bank is holding them. Yes, it has been pointed out as one of the money that Thiefnubu is hiding. As you are watching this video, there is there is a bill currently at the Nigeria National Assembly. It's I heard that it has already passed the second reading, and very soon it will be passed. But if you look at the section, what is this? Section 30 or subsection 30 of that bill, it says there shall be levied and paid to the benefit of, I'm going to start from this. It's called the Finance Act, just like what you have in Kenya, the Finance Bill of Kenya, okay? It's enacted by the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Finance Act 2023. In this bill referred to as the Principal Act, is amended as set out in this bill. 2. The Principal Act is amended by inserting after Section 29 new sections 30, 33, 30, 31, 32, 33. That is 30 to 33. And renumbering the sections appropriately. Take a look at the extra section they have added now to section 30, to the section, section 2, rather, or part 2 or subsection 30 or something, whatever. It says here that there shall be levied and paid to the benefit of the federal government of Nigeria a tax of 50% on the realized profits from all foreign exchange transactions of banks within the 2023 financial year. Now, this is there as part of ways of, mopping up money, okay, to finance the fantasies they have created. Now, part of the letter sent to Akpabiole was that if the new minimum wage is to be paid, then it is not included in 2024 budget. It is not included in 2024 supplementary budget. Currently, Thiefnubu is operating 4 different budgets. Normally, when a budget is passed, it will run its full calendar year up to the 31st of December of that year. By then, a new budget is already submitted before the National Assembly, so that if there is any money, if any money left in the outgoing financial year, you would have to return every penny back to the national purse, the national treasury, every ministry, every department, every parastatal, so that by the time the new budget is passed and signed in January, right? Whatever is left undone then, that money can be reallocated for the new financial year. Somehow, Boko Haram has been maintaining that tradition. But in 2023, when Thiefnubu came in, the 2023 budget was already in effect 5 months into the budget. So immediately, 2 weeks or so after, Thiefnubu submitted a supplementary budget of 2.1 trillion naira. He called it 2023 supplementary budget. Then he went on to borrow more than was approved in that budget. This was the journey to the 34 trillion debt that they added to Nigeria budget, Nigeria debt. So when December came, December 2023, Thiefnubu and his gang, they wrote to the National Assembly to seek an extension of 6 months for the 2023 budget, as well as the 2023 supplementary budget, which now gave them to continue spending the money in the account of the ministry, parastatals and the rest of them, even though some of them have submitted the same budget, the same projects in the new budget of 2024. But they were allowed to continue to spend the money that they had by that extension. So 2024 budget was passed, making it 3 budgets in effect. Just around April, 4 months after passing and signing the 2024 budget into law, Thiefnubu and his gang, they wrote another needed supplementary budget. Guess how much? Over 9 trillion naira. That 9 trillion naira is different from the 28.7 trillion that was just past few months in April. They needed that one to support some urgent, because the World Bank was willing to give them this year alone $4.5 billion loan. Okay? So they needed to attach those loans to something. Initially, they said they were using the money to defend the Naira. Don't forget. So they got the approval for the new supplementary budgets. Remember, 2024 budget was passed. And then they have another supplementary budget. So making it 4 budgets running. Now, as they were asking for a new supplementary budget in 2024, they have also asked for the extension of 2023 budget, 2023 supplementary budget to be extended to the end of 2024. So now, 2023 budget, 2023 supplementary budget, 2024 budgets, 3 of them are running right now. While 2024 supplementary budgets is before the Senate for approval. Now that the issue of minimum wage is up, Thiefnubu and gang, they are now seeking, they are not asking for another budget. They are seeking amendments to 2024 budgets. Amendment to add minimum wage and Ministry of Livestock. They didn't plan for that, so they need to put the money. Currently, Thiefnubu is asking, or is offering 62,000 Naira minimum wage, $28. The labor force is asking for 250,000 Naira minimum wage, which is just about $180. He hasn't told them what actually comes up to asking for 3.2 trillion. I mean, sorry, about 6 point or so trillion to be amended into 2024 budget. That will now take it to 34.9 trillion Naira. Remember, that will then make it sort of this. The 2023 budget of 22 trillion is running. The supplementary budget of 2023, 2.1 trillion is running. They've drawn money on all of them. They have drawn money on all of these budgets. Now, 2024 budget that is about to be amended is 28.7 trillion. It will now be extended to 34.9 trillion. How much is that? 6.2 trillion. Meanwhile, before this amendment, Thiefnubu already submitted about 9 trillion Naira supplementary budget 2024 for Senate approval. So with this amendment, the 2024 budget will now be a total of 34.9 trillion plus 9.5 or so trillion supplementary in 2024 alone for budgets. Now, if you have a chance of asking any of them, because the last time there was this fisticuff, shouting match between the members of House of Representatives investigating all of this money, especially in the Ministry of Women Affairs. Now, I have this extended video from the channel's television, which the credit goes to them. Here is a woman, a minister for Women Affairs in Nigeria, talking about all this money, just partly in our own ministry alone.
Jeff, how are you today?
Well, very well. And so let's get straight to business. Let's begin with some of the big elephants in the room. I know that as last week, you were all over the news because of that face-off that happened between you and lawmakers. In fact, some people were lost in all of that. People are not sure what the argument was because there were allegations, she misappropriated 1.5 billion Naira. She can't account for this money or that money. So maybe this is a first opportunity for you to be able to clear the air. So what was really going on that escalated to the point of argument? What was the question that was asked that escalated things to that point? And we'll begin to break it down to other things around your ministry.
Thank you, Jeff. Let me start by saying that last year's budget was not done while I was there. Most of the all the contracts they were talking about were not awarded while I was there. Most of them were awarded in March. The money for those contracts were released in May, and I came in August. When I came in, I heard about the contracts. I checked some of them. A lot of them have not done it till date. only about 4 files were cleared. And not only that, the ministry had a lot of liabilities too, due to underfundedness. They had a lot of liabilities. So by the October time, they brought in the 1.5 billion while I was there. They used it to start clearing their backlogs, and I was able to convince them, because if you check, in 100 days, we were supposed to give account of what we have done. The president said if you didn't, he was going to sack the person. So I had to get them to award some contracts that will go in line with the president's renewed hope agenda, which was empowerment on women. And even on those contracts, they've only paid 30% till date. So those other people that didn't do the contract, they are part of the people claiming that their monies were not paid. And again, they mentioned about 45 million that it was used for a party. Like I said, I was not there when those budgets were made. That party was done. Even the chairman of Women Affairs came there. The same woman, Honorable Kafilat, she was there. And the party they did, they invited about 33 schools. Thousands of children were there. And before then, they said they did sensitization. They went to schools. They would give transport to every school that is coming. They gave them school bags that worth about 15,000 each. That was their way of handling things before I came. And everybody will attest to the fact that I have never liked the old ways. I have always started fights for new narratives since I came in. And this was partly one of the things I never would tolerate as a minister. But that one, my hands were tied. Those were the plans before I came. So now, if for any reason there is any program, it has been announced, even in this 2024 budget, nobody has right to do program without empowerment. You don't do program. But those students were given bags worth 15,000 with a lot of other things inside the bags. And they were equally given food. They were given transport per school. About 33 schools that were mentioned but few. Model Junior Secondary School, Meitama. Government Secondary School, Area 10. School for the Blind. Abuja School for the Blind, Kuje. Pilot Secondary School, Wuse. And on, which I can leave here while I'm going. And that was how the 45 million was spent. And they did a whole lot of other things, going from school to school for sensitization. It is not something that was used once. It was something that is meant for these schools and for the children. Then the issue of 20 million for sanitary pad. Before I came, like I said, they were giving sanitary pads. I did not accept it. But that particular budget had been made. And they went to the whole 6 geopolitical zones. They went to Plateau, Kwara, Jigawa, Zamfara, Borno, Adamawa, Enugu, Imo, Bayelsa, Edo, Ekiti, Ogun, and Oyo. The flag off by the former minister, by the former PAMSEC, while I was not there, was in Oyo State. And these were the places they visited secondary schools, girls' secondary schools, and distributed sanitary pads. A few that were there before I came, when those girls were kidnapped, or if any girl is having issues, or those that have 6 babies, I go like with a carton or 2 to go and give them. I'm sure that a few are still remaining in the office. So if you check the amount, as at this last year they are selling sanitary pad, 20 million for 6 geopolitical zones of how many states? Couldn't even go anywhere. But I don't support giving out sanitary pad. What I introduce is putting skill acquisition with a sanitary pad making machine, so that these children will learn how to make it. And while they are teaching them,
Minister, if I may button,
sanitary pads for them.
If I may button, for the purpose of Nigerians, so let's pause this correctly. So you're saying that all of these monies that the lawmakers were asking you about was not expended by you. You came and met it. Is that what you're saying?
No, the budget was not done by me. So there was no way I could have stopped the process of the budget. It was not done by me. It was done before I came.
I understand that.
2023 budget. I came at the tail end of 2023 budget. But I still followed up how they were going to spend the money. And they called all these schools. They gave them money per one to bring those children to school with their buses for fuel money. And they gave them bags. Those bags, I priced it as at then. It was 15,000 each. And they gave to thousands of them. Thousands of the students went home with bags. They gave them even sanitary pads that day too, to the grown-up ones in SS classes.
So,
the chairman of Women Affairs...
My apology, we may not have all the time to give you a full breakdown, but so were you able to explain to the committee about the 1.5 billion that they were talking about in this particular contest? Because I know they raised the issue of even 1.5 million now for fueling of car, and they were asking you, is it just round trip the country or a particular location? Maybe you have to clear the air on some of these things.
And when I explained it to them, one of them told them it wasn't even much. How many vehicles? I traveled with the staff, the bus, the security, 2 security vehicles, 1 DSS and 1 police, and my vehicle, the backup, and the other one. About 6 vehicles went all the way to Anambra State for a job. And we came back. What is 1.something million for those cars? Everybody knows how much fuel costs since I came in. So when I even was explaining, moreover, they won't even give you a chance to explain. They'll just tell you, say yes or no. How can I say yes or no without explanation? So I have explained on the issue of the 20 million. I've explained the issue of the 45 million. 33 schools, thousands of students were given bags. I'm sure as I'm saying this, you are showing the video where those bags, and even gifts. They gave bags, they gave gifts, they gave lunch, they fueled their vehicles, and they still gave them logistics to come for that party. And it used to be the routine of Women Affairs. It's just now, and I changed everything. I don't want programs. Programs cannot change the lives of Nigerians. I want more impactful movement, and which the directors are cooperating with me. That was what led to the giving out of empowerment machines, heavy empowerment economic machines, to 16 states, including FCT. I equally gave keke. Some of these things, they said, you went and bought keke. I did not use the money. I never applied through Ministry of Women Affairs. There is no money in Federal Ministry of Women Affairs. Most of the things I'm doing, I source my money. There is no money in Ministry of Women Affairs. We are underfunded. That is one of the reasons they are owing. But
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Did you see how she quickly switched? There is 1.5 billion that was released. She collected that, diverted the money. And when she was asked, she said, okay, I did not write the budget. I only followed what was in the budget. Alaye, yes or no? Did you receive 1.5 billion naira that was supposed to be used, that was meant for the payment of all these contractors? Yes or no? No, you cannot ask me to say yes or no, because what I'm saying is that I did not write this budget. I met the budget and I followed. Okay. Did you receive the money? But I followed the budget. That is exactly what caused that shouting match there. And there she was like, there is no money in the Ministry of Women Affairs. How much is 1.something for fuel? All of us know what the cost of things are in Nigeria now. So how much is 1.something million? There is no money in the Ministry of Women Affairs. I had to source the money. I had to beg people to give me. That's why I used my money to buy them keke. Now she is running a charity. And that's a ministry that's over 60 billion naira has been mismanaged in the last 2 years alone. And part of that, she's been about 10 months into that herself. But she's running a charity. On one occasion, she was asked to actually list, at least you saw her with list in that video, because that one was just a few days ago, about a week or two ago, right? She was with Ruben. And they were asking, you said you have done this, done that. Thousands of children, thousands of children. There's 3 geopolitical zones, 6 states. Yeah, like they always do. Tell us all those places. It was a hell of a fight.
I want you to identify those 6 states that we referred to in the introduction. Those 6 states where, you have the pilot programs. If we could just list them so that we can move on.
The 6 states are, yes, I will mention but few because I don't really know all of it. Niger.
You don't know
Abia,
the 6 states where you're having the program?
I don't know all of. No, listen to me, my dear brother, please. The 6 states now is not the issue to me. The issue to me is all the states. That is what I'm focusing on. I can't go and start focusing on the 6 states when the money coming can go around all the states, including FCT. And that's
I want nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
I told you. They're asking you a question about, you said you are doing some women empowerment with the money that they're asking you, what have you done with the money? When the money is meant for are not receiving it. So she said she is currently working in 6 states. And they said, okay, what states? Can you name those 6 states? And she was like, Kano, Yobe. See, I can't really tell you all the states because the money that we are talking about, when I know that this money can go around all of the states in Nigeria. So I'm focusing on all the states in Nigeria. What are you, who are these people? Here is what that woman that engaged in the House Committee investigation about all these billions you are hearing, and as they are disappearing. Here's what she had to say.
It's been reported that the Minister of Women Affairs, Honorable Mr. Uju Kennedy, is being investigated over an alleged 510 million naira procurement fraud. Now, I believe as the chairman of the House Committee on Women Affairs, you are involved in this investigation. I was asking if you'd be able to enlighten us more. It's been reported that there have been multiple petitions against her, both from her staff, the ministry, and from contractors.
Thank you very much for this question as well. I think the Minister of Women Affairs, Barrister Uju Kennedy, is being investigated by the Public Procurement Committee already. We, as a committee of Women Affairs and Social Development, supervising her ministry, we have also, done an invitation to invite her to the committee to listen to her. But because the Public Procurement is currently investigating her, she was supposed to appear on Thursday, but it was postponed till Tuesday. There are so many petitions against her, but because we have not heard our own side of the story, we have not done the investigation, we have not heard from her, we want to wait until we get to the bottom, of this before I'm able to talk about it in public. But I'm very sure, I am 100% optimistic that definitely if she's found wanting, we'll let Nigerians know. Because we are there for Nigerians, we are there because of Nigerians. If not for Nigerians, we cannot be where we are. And the best and all that we owe Nigerians is to report to them as it is and exactly as it is. So we'll definitely let you know the outcome of that investigation. It will be on Tuesday by Public Procurement Committee. And of course, the House Committee on Women Affairs, we have had several petitions as well. And I've tried, to call her to ask her about these things. But definitely, she will be appearing before the committee to explain to us. While we did our oversight the last time we went to the Ministry of Women Affairs, we had issues concerning, their records, the misappropriation of funds, and the way they were, using different analogy, different names for the same purpose,
It's been reported.
You get that? Using SPV, duplicating projects, and reduplicating or triplicating projects so that they can, the same project so they can get paid like 3-4 times. on the single project, even though it won't even be done. Oh, well, that is for those who are investigating her. As we speak, she is expecting a $500 million. And guess what the money is meant for? Women empowerment. Would you?
$1 loan advance from the World Bank, and it is for women empowerment. I know that's your project about a Nigeria for Women project, and they're trying to repurpose all of that. So on that particular loan, straight questions, and if you forget any, I'm going to remind you. Has the money been released from the World Bank to Nigeria?
No.
No, just hold on. I'm going to take a. Okay, it's not been released. What? I didn't get what you said.
The money has been activated, but not released.
Okay, it's been activated. And so...
I got a letter that it has been activated, but not released yet.
Okay, so how soon should we be expecting it?
I wouldn't know how soon, because it's not within my own purview to know how soon. It's only within me to sign when I'm asked to. It's from Ministry of Finance.
Okay, so I know that it was initially 150 million. Was that initially released, or this is another money altogether? Just help me out here.
No, it was initially 100 million.
100 million, yeah.
Not 150.
100 million. Was that released as well? Or they just upgraded it?
Yes, it was released for the past few years, and I think they've closely exhausted that.
But I know that there are conversations about restructuring the entire Ministry of Women Affairs so that it doesn't look like a form of tokenism and charity case to something of more of sustainable, scalable investment. I would like you to speak to that as far as this $500 million that is coming is concerned.
Because of President's concern towards women and children and Nigeria as a nation, he mentioned when he came in that we should allow the poor to breathe. We shouldn't suffocate the poor. So based on that, he signed a memo to that effect, that the loan can only be released when it is restructured. So Nigerians should be rest assured that's exactly what will happen. And the restructuring, it means let the whole money be used for what it's supposed to be used for, which is projects on women to get them out of poverty, change their lives, because we're over 70% women and children of Nigeria. So because of his concern, he's really interested to be sure that money is well used. And knowing the Minister for Finance, you know, he's a very reliable person when it comes to anything the president wants. So I'm sure he will definitely restructure it. Nigerians shouldn't worry themselves.
$1.
Turn the so-called Yahoo boys to experts in manufacturing and creation of chips that we intercept and all. Turn the so-called Yahoo boys to experts in manufacturing and creation of chips that we intercept and all.
Yeah, did you hear that? Now, Edo people, Agba Yahoo was promising the Yongi Yahoos. Agba Yahoo was promising these younger Yahoos that when he become their president, he was going to convert them into experts in making all these chips and I missed that part. You can't really quote Thiefnubu, can you?
Let be poor, breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Let the poor breathe. But when you see the poor now, and you see the eyeballs of the poor, you will know that God, whatever this shege that is strangulating them, kò ní mercy rárá. Àwọn shege tí ò ní mercy. When you see the people that Nigeria has happened to economically, If somebody hold your neck like this, and press am, trying to suffocate you, can't realize say your eyeball won't come out from the socket. Even pity can make them drop their hand and say, if I continue pressing, this your eyeballs will feel pop out. You know that kind where person where they strangulate you, can't they get messy? The kind shake that is holding you is not visible. My late great grandmother would say, what is she would say that jokingly, that what was shagging everyone is not really showing the break. You know that kind of thing. When the economy begin to ram you and ram you and ram you with no mercy, that's exactly what these guys are doing. They are forcefully economically raping you. And that is why if you see the affected people in Nigeria, I don't think they are breathing. They are suffocating. And you can just imagine that in your head. Something is strangulating you and then your eyeballs, you are not dead, right? Normally, after a few seconds, you're just going to be like, give up. They can't shake it. Where they face Nigerians, they kill them at once. There are people that somehow, they are not happy with the prayer of long life, and Lord, may you live long. Because in Yoruba land, there is something we call Olomatori Yadawasi. The kind of shege that will make a whole man break down in tears on the road. And that kind of shege where we say you go to lose weight. And some people will be like, your shape is coming out now. And you'll be telling them that if you know what it's actually like, that kind of shege, Now you can pretend about it. You can join the social media mob defending their slave masters. On this street, we have those who have made careers from being voluntary slaves, on-boot slaves, sophisticated morons, crumb eaters, crumb chasers, ass leakers, all risers, bastards, bat idiots, the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the Buharidins, the Buharididiris, the entire clan of the Sai barbarians. People make career out of that. They are proud. Some have come here to say, I am a proud Sai barbarian. And others have been here to say the mutated species from the Buhari idiot to bat idiot or bastards. They will come here and say they are proud bastards. Even though lately I hardly see them now. Have you not noticed? I've noticed that some of them have not been able to even stand on the mandate, talk less of having the strength to defend the mandate as they used to. I mean, I do miss them. There used to be so many here. So yes, I gave you an example of how they actually use all this loan. Then they continue to promise them to wait and wait. It's just a year. But what has happened to a lot of people in the last 1 year in Nigeria, if they have a chance of telling you, you go be like, say, this one that you have, all these things where you have seen in your life. About if to say Apostle Paul is alive today, I promise you that psalm will not end where you have it in the Bible. You probably have written I've written more than 20, 30 different versions of the psalm of the Nigerians. I'm talking about the shages that some of you have actually experienced in the last 1 year. Lost your money, lost the value of your money, lost your jobs, lost your businesses. Some have lost their lives, and some have lost their health. The other day we were talking about, we were showing the building collapse in Abuja, in Kubwa. Yeah, the building collapsed in Kubwa. 4 people were rescued. We never heard much after that until yesterday, when they started the demolition of the remaining edifice, and I think it affected other areas too. It didn't just happen without the usual drama, where the victims are further victimized. See, here is what they have done to that collapsed building, a block of flats in Kubwa, Abuja. A bit of a watch, right? Please.
Tẹ́ bá ti bọ́ọ̀lù ní NNPC yẹn kọ́ ẹ ní kúpí hotel yẹn ní kẹ́ gbé bike 200 ní NNPC. Yes. Kúpí hotel. Gbé bike Kúpí hotel. So ẹ bá ti rí pé àwọn police wà wọ́n máa drop wọ́n máa ní kẹ́ drop. Ẹ bá mi cut ẹ.
Now let's go listen to those people you are seeing around. What's going on? What happened? Please tell us, why are people looking like they have become stranded, homeless? Some look more like they are lost. They don't know what to do next. So the people that this happened to, they have few things to say. Yeah.
I have a music studio in there with equipment worth over 10 million. And we picked few things, but I don't know what we picked because I'm not stable yet. But the officers here that are supposed to protect life and properties are rude, are uncultured, and one even pointed his gun at me. And I want the Cuba police force to provide that guy because pointed his gun at me and insulted my mom. We are here, we are tenants here, and we should be treated with respect. And they should speak with empathy, not speak rudely and insult people that lost. You don't know what I've lost. Because I am calm here does not mean that I have not lost something. And then you use tear gas and pepper spray on people who are mourning huge losses here. It is unprofessional. What they've done here is very unprofessional.
So how many fatalities do we have?
I think there are 3 or 4 people in the hospital who had injuries on their legs, but no one is dead.
I came to meet my sister. She's living here. When I heard of it yesterday, I was so down. When I heard about the demolition, I had to come back and see her. So she wasn't happy because all her things, all what she has, all what she has labored for years is gone here. And I don't know how the owner of this building can help her because she just paid her rent. She's paying $450 in a house that doesn't have kitchen. She cooks in her room. And she just paid $450 living inside this house, and she couldn't pick anything. They did not allow her to pick any of her things, and she's in pain now as I speak.
I was residing here in the past, but when I noticed that this building is weak, that's when I moved out of the building because I can't be living and continue to endanger my life. And I tried to warn co-tenants then. I told so many of them that this building is weak, the way I'm looking at it. Because when I newly moved in, I could notice flow of water on the walls, cracks, a lot of cracks were on the building. So that's why I moved out. And I tried to call the attention of the people who are in charge of the building to it. But all the efforts to make them listen to us then proved abortive.
How many people died or
For now, we cannot say. I know they rescued about 5 people yesterday to the hospital, but there have never been any news that anybody died. I don't think anybody died. About 5 people are in the hospital presently.
So what advice have you given?
Well, the advice I will give to the government is whenever approval is to be given to build this kind of structure, I think government agencies or government, anybody that is saddled with that responsibility of approving building construction of this nature should come for physical seeing. Not that you just sit down in the office and approve whatever structure somebody is telling you he wants to put on, especially this kind of land where we know that there is waterlogged beneath the ground. So they should not just sit in the office, they should come for physical seeing so that they will know that, okay, what they are giving approval to, what it's, instead of endangering human life.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years.
70 years old man. And that's their story. Nobody is talking to them. Nobody is offering to help them. No government is there to help them. And that has happened. That's your loss. Get out of here. That's how you are treated. In a place that was supposed to be your country, though. No? So what is left of that area is that rumble the one you saw earlier. That's what that is left of that building. And as for the losses, again, those who survived will just have to count their losses and move on with their lives. It's Nigeria.
Hello.
Your room is there. Wow. You're going to interview you now, yeah? Can you talk? Want to interview you?
No. Don't go by already.
You know? When they say, may Nigeria not happen to us, it is such a prayer that even, I don't know, even if saying amen does change anything, I'm not sure. But you have a total system, so you have a total collapsed system. And nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. Where substandard, where standard has been compromised and there is nobody looking. Nobody is safe, even with your money. Nobody is safe. You know, they are planning to also share another World Bank loan of $750 million. Do you know what they want to use the money for? They said they don't have to pay the money until after 10 years. So which means, as part of the loan given to Thiefnubu, that your economy will suffer for, or will continue to suffer for. They are not even asking them to pay back now. They should pay back in 10 years. But for the other ones they are giving them, they will need to prove that they can pay back. And to show that they can pay back, they will take anyone's money. Everyone's money. Your money. You have money in the bank, they will take the money. They are already looking into taking your pension, which they have already started spending anyway. Pension fund. By the time you have a revolution that is going to sweep these criminals out, totally. A lot of you, when you now discover what they have done to you, even you, Abobaku, Ronuku, yes, you, Ronu Nazi, when you finally see the light of what they have done to you, oh my God, your fury, your rage and anger, the one you've probably never seen before, will be activated. Look at me very well. It will happen. And the sooner it happens, the better for you. The sooner it happens, the better for you. And they will do everything to make sure that it never happens. I know. I mean, the Apabiole this afternoon was reading one of the figures of the money they were asking him to approve, which he approved. He can't even pronounce it.
1,911,844,000,000. 1 trillion. This money is too much for me. 1 trillion. I hope that is not on the record. 1 trillion 911 billion 844,833,046 naira is hereby approved. And 1 trillion.
It's practically approving nearly 2 trillion naira. 2 trillion naira. And I found it so hard. He found it so hard to even like pronounce it. Like I don't think he found it hard to pronounce it. I think when he saw it, he was, he was surprised. He was like, wait, is this trillion? I be billion? Is it 1.9 billion? I be 1.9 trillion? Say, read them again. So it reminded me of this Benga Deboye's, comic and jokes. Laisi Abeshukmile. The man that whatever he says will happen. Okay, but it is not just what he says, it's how he says, how he actually says them. Okay. So he fought with a village masquerade. That character of Benga Deboye was like, Laisi Abeshukmile. His name is Laisisi, but he has the title of the one that shared the land with the devil. So the devil has a portion. He has a portion. The devil know the crossing path. Instead, know they cross the devil's path. Two of them know they cross their path. They know their portion. Laisi Abeshukmile. So it was so, he has so much power, right? That he had a clash with a village masquerade, okay? And before the masquerade came out, right? They told everyone that nobody should move. Everybody should stay indoor because that masquerade was coming out. And Laisi Abeshukmile was like, no, me, I'm going to my farm to go and check my traps. That is, me, I'm going to go to my farm and check my traps. No, don't go out. So those who are in charge of the masquerade, they now sent him a message that, that is how you always do. You think you have all the power. You think you can do anything you like. If they, if they burn you well, go out tomorrow. So, okay, no wala, I'll go out. So he said when he was now on his way to the farm, just at the 3-footpath junction. The masquerade and those who are with the masquerade. The two, all of them just kind of like stumbled on each other. And immediately they just told him that they should look up and look down. Today is his last day on earth. And he told them, he said, he responded that, you know, he's an old man. I can't trouble myself looking up and down. Whatever you want to do, do. So the next thing, the masquerade started some incantation. As he was about, you get that? Like the masquerade started some incantation so that they can, you know, put a spell on him. Like Isi Abe Shukmile was like, it was only one voice. I just said, Odo, something like that. And the masquerade was like, He couldn't complete it. So he now told them that you, masquerade, today or tomorrow, no, hang on, you, the follower of this masquerade, today will be your own last day on earth. But for you, the masquerade, today or latest tomorrow, you shall be buried. You too will be your time, right? Because God said, we are sand, from the earth we came, to the earth we will return. So they now said the following day, that same day, trailer killed, you know, a truck killed all the supporters of the masquerade or the people around him, right? Then the following day, the guy in the masquerade died. They said as they were removing the clothing, the masquerade from him, they were peeling his skins. And to others, they said when they now finally removed the mask, they said the guy was like that. And they said, like Sister Abishukmile now replied and said, the reason why that guy in the masquerade was like, was simply because when he finally saw where he was going, I mean, he's dead. He was so surprised that he's ending up wherever he was going. Now that takes me back to Akpabiole. Akpabiole, when he saw the money, 1.9 trillion, almost 2 trillion naira, sent by Thiefnubu to be approved for Werewike. That was the money Werewike got just a few months ago, about 3 or so months ago. Sorry, 2 months ago. So Werewike got 1.9 trillion. That's a lot of money. When Akpabiole saw it, he was like, this money is too much for me. I won't leave.
1,911,844,000,000. 1 trillion. This money is too much for me. 1 trillion. I hope that is not on the record. 1 trillion 911 billion 844 million 833,046 naira is hereby approved. And 1 trillion 911.
Anyway, that is just that. Okay. So going forward, I have this clip. You know, it is coming at the time when a lot of people, out of their own anger and all of that, they always use a blanket statement, you know, of how the pastors in Nigeria are involved in this or that. They won't speak out. But that is not really fair. There are those who have always been speaking out. And they've been speaking out, you know, at the risk of, I don't know, maybe of their own access to this guy. One of them is this Buba. I think he's called Pastor Buba, be Reverend Buba. Don't mind the the noise. Okay. Maybe you should turn down the volume of it. Turn the volume of your device down. This person is reacting. As he is always been, though, right? But as I would want to see anyone that calls himself a man of God or woman of God.
Of the Samoa agreement, I'm glad that they have taken heed to the demand of Nigerians and will draw that agreement. Now, I want to say, Mr. President, we honor and respect your office as the president of this country. But then we demand from you today, and we as citizens of this country, we want to see the action in the next 1 week. Taking proactive position to end bad governance. You must end it. You must rise to the occasion. That we are tired as citizens of this country watching you, watching the members of your cabinet running down this country. Nigeria is blessed and has more than enough to take care of things. I have traveled by road the past 40 days. Just a few days ago, I came by train from Lokoja right to Warri. And I saw the plight and the state of Nigeria. The Minister of Works is failing the call and the responsibility you have given to him. So what we are demanding in the next coming days, we want to see a proactive action, or else the 1st of August 2024, we, the citizens of Nigeria, will take the street and go on a peaceful protest demanding that the end of bad governance is enforced in Nigeria. You must, and I'm not saying you may, I say you must end bad governance in the presidency. How can we, in such a situation where we are, for you and the members of the Senate to approve over 15 billion naira for the house of the vice president, when we already have the place where the prime minister of Britain lives is a 3-bedroom house, and that down street number 10 has been there. They have their own mansions. But when you come as a servant to the people, you must serve the people. That's why the prime minister that suddenly lost his place apologized to the British people for bad governance. We are demanding the judiciary, chief judge or chief judge of Nigeria, whatever name you are called, we Nigerians are demanding from you. You must act on the judiciary. All of these conflict and counter court judgments must come to an end. The most corrupt system in Nigeria is the judiciary. We are demanding the end of it. We are demanding the end of molestation by the police on the ways and the highways. This must come to an end. Today we are demanding every governor, you are not our Lord. You are the servant of the people. It is the people that voted you into power. You must serve the people. You must bring an end to the contractors that have received more than 50% mobilization. All of you contractors, we know you. I drove from Jos to Kano to Jigawa. I drove from Jos to Lokoja. And what I saw with my eyes, I am demanding that all of you contractors that have been paid for you to walk our roads, return back to site, or else Nigerians will respond to you. Today, I am asking churches and mosques, it's time to end all evil religious services. We cannot be living in a nation where people are turning our altars and pulpits in the mosques and in the churches as a place of deception. We want to say all churches and mosques where people are turning it to a commercial center, it must come to an end. It must come to an end. Nigeria must be safe. I want to admonish all members of IBBN, all of you, pastors and imams that are members of IBBN, please, on the 1st of August, if nothing is done, move to every government house and present your protest letter that enough is enough. This time around, we will not retreat until there is a change. Mr. President, we are not asking you to resign, but we are asking you to act. If you don't act, then Nigerians will demand for you to vacate that seat. But now, electoral reform must be enforced. You Akpabio, the Senate President, you better behave yourself. Enough is enough. And all of the things you've been doing in the National Assembly, we have been watching it as citizens. But from now, all of you members of the Senate and House of Representatives, you better be the representative of the people. If you don't do that, we will sack you from the National Assembly. I am saying this, that in the coming days, you must rise to occasion and bring about electoral reforms. We, Nigerians, are tired of the manipulation coming from the international community. It's time we solve our problem by ourselves. And I want to say this. That the military must rise up to occasion. You can end this banditry in 2 weeks. We have seen the communication and the statement of Zamfara governor. We've seen other governors. And we realize there are certain men that have vowed that they must not allow peace to reign in Nigeria. You know where the bandits are. You know their location. We are giving you these few days to rise to occasion. And we cannot continue to mobilize money to pay bandits in order to release our people. I recently, a few days ago, I had to raise more than 40 million for the release of a pastor that was arrested and kidnapped by the Boko Haram. But we're saying enough is enough. Enough. You can see my sweat. And I'm saying this, that by the 1st of August, all of you that are in the city of Jos, you are to mobilize yourself to gather at 7 a.m. at the old airport junction for us to take a march to the government house. And all of you across the country, members of IBBN, you must move to the House of Assembly, move to the government house and present your letter of protest. And we are demanding that Africa must get it right. Nigeria is the leader of Africa and we must do things right. God bless Nigeria and God bless Nigerians, and the Lord shine his light upon every Nigerian. Amen.
No more peaceful protests again now, because peaceful protests know they work. Yes, peaceful protests, you know they work. More turn out to one man, more enter so scatter everywhere. More shook, waiting no good. More.
Because that's how it's going to be. When you have anybody that says he's a man of God in Nigeria right now, and he is telling you not to participate in calling out these criminals, that pastor is part of your problems. Not only that you will leave his church, you will ensure that such gathering is totally extinguished. Same thing goes to your Afa and your Imam, your Sheikh. Any one of them telling you anything otherwise right now, I mean, you go to them for prayers. You go to mosque, you go to churches to go and pray. Most of you are praying for what? For economic protection, I mean what? For security protection. Now, any man of God that sees his own members of his church or a church or his mosque, and all of you, if you see them and watch them go through this, and you decide to go and collaborate with Thiefnubu and APC, to tame and control the people, you will be considered as an enemy of the people. So if your pastor is not talking like that, change your pastor. There are others, indeed, who are discussing this, and I'm talking about the Nigerians who are doing their mobilization. One of them had this to say, just like that guy said, don't ask Thiefnubu to resign yet. Because if you tell him to resign, it will be shitty man or Akpabioli. And there is no difference between them. Begin to dismantle the entire structure, the entire system, one by one. Make your demand very much clear enough. I like this, at least, even if I don't agree with it 100%, but I like it.
And our demands have to be measurable. We cannot say that, president will resign. No. If president resigns, Shetima is here. If Shetima goes, Akpabio is there. Please, when we are making demand, think. You cannot say president will go. If president will go, Shetima is there, is next. That is what your constitution says. If Shetima leaves, Akpabio is there. Please, which of them is better? So let our demands be measurable. If we say it's fuel subsidy, let them bring back our fuel subsidy. If it's education subsidy, bring back our education subsidy. Bring back our electricity subsidy. One after the other. But when these governments try to use army or police or DSS to kill any of us, hey God, then the battleground has moved from bad governance to Tinubu must go. But right now, what we want is that if Tinubu wants to make the country good, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I did not vote him. He didn't win election. But if you can get him to do what we want, I mean, what the heck? Let him do what we want. But let them not kill any of us. Because we will not allow answers to happen. If you shoot us, we come out the next day. That mistake of answers, it will never happen again. That they kill people today, the next day people did not come out, it won't happen again. And if you kill any of us, you will kill us all. We will not leave anybody behind. Nobody is left, no region is left behind. If you say this protest is for Igbo, we are all Igbo. If you say this protest is for Yoruba people, we are all Yoruba. If you say this protest is coming from the north, all of us are from north. Nobody will be left behind in this protest. Please, we are not interested in anybody that wants to do anything. You can do. Buy t-shirts, do banner. If you don't have t-shirts, wear anything you wear and come to the protest, guys. If it's black on black, wear black on black. If you want to wear hijab, wear hijab. If you want to wear rope from your toilet, wear rope. We are not interested in anything. If you have money to do 50 t-shirts, do it and bring it. Share for us there. Those that don't have t-shirts, we collect. But please, let's not make this protest about anybody, about anything but good governance. Thank you very much.
I decided to bring you that piece just so that to some of you, because of the past experience, you are ruling these guys out. To some of us who believe that protests can't change anything, we are also ruling them out. But I think we should hear them out. Yeah, I am encouraging you to hear them out. If they shoot them, would they end it? Would Thiefnubu now start shooting them if they are demanding for good government? Now, what are those good government outline their demands? Those are clear demands. That's how the Kenyans started. Before you now finally get to Ruto must go, when Ruto turn his gun on them. It wasn't about Ruto must go initially. It was to go after those overzealous criminals in his government who, because of their appointment and the bribes they were taking, consider themselves as demigods. And they went for them. and they got them sacked. There are praise singers, treasury looters, incompetent criminals who are just ass lickers, loyalists of Thiefnubu. Can you make him sack them and arrest them? Yes, you can. He won't want to. And to do that, you will need yourselves. I'm talking about numbers. Yes. Very big one of it. So that's why I love that. And when you are able to succeed in doing that, see this criminal, make nobody drag him with me. I will book the next available flight. If anywhere where I see him is one of the 5 people, we say myself, I want to have one-on-one with. You know what I mean? Like once you gather him, arrest him, may nobody not drag this criminal with me.
We're very optimistic that by December, this country will be net exporter. That means combination of production coming from us and also from the Dangote refinery and other smaller producing companies that we know are in line to do this. Latest by early August, the Port Harcourt refinery old will start producing product, and of course the new one will get to December, and Wari will also be in production. You know, I'm very optimistic. I don't have any confirmation this moment, so that nobody cuts me and say, "Oh, say this." We keep lying, so we're not lying to you, Mr. President. It's a technical process. With your best of intention, you can put dates on refinery startup, but it is when you get to startup that you see the real challenges, even for a new refinery.
We have a clear plan to see how we can get, 2 million barrels and more. And I believe that we need the support of all members of the National Assembly. We need the support of all Nigerians, to be able to achieve.
I have never seen bold-faced criminals like these guys in my life, toying and playing with the lives of Nigerians because they know they have never held their bag to fire, okay, where they'll begin to confess what they have done to you. So when the revolution hits home, I am booking a flight down to Nigeria too, and I beg any of you, anybody will first see the guy, just have me in mind. Say, my ego talk say, as soon as they pick them up, you get interest for this one. We can share it. I mean, they say there is a care in sharing. There's caring in sharing, whatever. There's love in sharing. That guy is responsible for how Nigeria lost over 600 million barrels of crude oil stolen under Boko Haram. But the money, there are those who know where they are keeping the money, and those they sold the crude oil to. But guess what? That is the guy that converted the Nigerian NPC, Nigerian property, NNPC. They converted it into private business, can't sell shares to themselves. And they are still at the same time, not only that, they are the ones collecting the 40% royalty of Nigeria from crude oil. They are also the ones that can tell you how much Nigeria is making from crude oil. Whatever they say Nigeria is making is what Nigeria is making. If they say Nigeria is not making anything, Nigeria is not making anything. Just keep it in mind, okay? So that when the shit hit the fan, they say, okay, before any confession like this one, like this Kenyan politician who said he's also one of the sacked ministers that the Gen Z of Kenya succeeded in humbling. He became humbled by the people they once looked down to, sort of spitted on, looked down on. Okay. Any Nigeria politician that try to escape when this whole thing starts, you probably should give them, to forgive them, or you will need to give them this script. Bring out your pen and paper. All right? This will be the conventional statement of these criminals when the hands begin to touch them.
Good evening, the people of Kenya. The Constitution of Kenya of 2010, Article 1, Sub-Article 1, says all sovereign power belongs to the people, and shall only be exercised in accordance with the Constitution. Today, I tender my resignation as a Cabinet Secretary in the Government of Kenya. I want to offer my heartfelt apology to the people of Kenya for the greed, high-handedness, selfishness, arrogance, nepotism, tribalism, and all the bad things that we have done to you in the last 2 years. When we came to power, we called ourselves shareholders and decided that most Kenyans are not part of the government, are no longer part of the state, and do not have any human rights. We went ahead and received bribes from all over the world, and especially from Dubai. We bought very expensive watches, some as expensive as 1 million Kenya shillings equivalent in dollars. We bought belts worth 50,000 shillings, and we made sure that citizens know how expensive we have become. In a country where poor families cannot pay their children's school fees, we were wallowing in luxury. I want to sincerely apologize, and I want to say today that I am ready to give out all the bribes that I have received for the last 2 years, all the properties that I have now, which can be traced back to the bribes that I received, will be surrendered to the state tomorrow, early in the morning. Should I get a chance to serve the people of Kenya again, I will stop the greed, I will stop the arrogance. But most importantly, I will be accountable to the people of Kenya. To the Police High Command, the Inspector General, who also tendered his resignation, I want to urge him to take Kenyans to all the graves where the bodies are hidden. It is time for accountability. Thank you, dear Kenyans.
Well, something that, like I said, the scripts that the criminals in charge Nigeria, that they are currently acting, or the ones they've written, is in 2 parts. The first part is to dominate and tell you nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. The second part is to escape from Nigeria if something happens. And the military can't protect them anymore. The police can't protect them. They will need to run away from Nigeria in all of their private jets and all of that. But the only plan that they are living out, all of you Nigerian politicians watching my video, you know the only plan you are living out of all of your plans is the plan of confession when you are caught, because some of you will be caught. Yeah, people will catch some of you. And you are going to be the ones that they are going to use as sacrifices for their anger. Yeah, for their angers. So the ideal thing is for you to watch that video again and begin to write your confessional speech, including where the bodies are buried, as well as where the money are buried, and everything you've done. That confession, you better begin to learn it from the Kenyans. You better, because that's the only plan that I don't think Nigerian politicians have. They are living in this state-captured environment, And you see what me and you are doing right now. We are just blabbing. And so we'll just sit down on social media and be making mouth, making noise. But you know something, right? It looks like we are making mouth now. And there are so many voluntary slaves. That just look at me and shake his head. Yeah, at least there is one voluntary slave watching me right now. Looking at me and shaking his head. Look at this one. You know, go happen. But do you know the irony of life? When it begins to happen, these same voluntary slaves, they will come back here. Man, you go see what you have caused, so see what you have caused, though. You are the one who is telling them to go and protest, so they will come here and blame me, even though they believe it will never happen. And when it begins to really grip their slave masters, then they will turn to unity beggars. See, let us think about what we are doing to our country. We know that these politicians are, people like you should be talking to these people to calm down. We don't have another country. They will come back here. From laughing to getting so angry to turning to become unity beggars. All of that will happen. Elokosile. Write it down tonight. I mean, if you don't even believe what I'm saying, I do have a very recent testimony. Is it not under 3 years ago that I was here and I was telling you, Eje, Jerry, the kind of suffering that your parents never suffered, you will face it with them if they are still alive. They were here. You will cry. Thiefnubu will be president. I said, amen. Because sometimes he has to be. Just for a day like this to come. God will shame you. You will cry for 8 years. You, this enemy of Nigeria. I don't even know why they have not deported this guy. Man, I hate this guy so much. A lot of things people said about me. Only for them to now turn around when the shege started eating them. They started asking me stupid and foolish questions on my platform, this same platform. Are you now mocking us? Instead of us to come together and speak in one voice. Say, well, you and who come together and speak about shake with any. It ain't giant. You are standing, come together and speak in one. Which voice? 8 years, you are still in 1 year. And the shege is eating you so much that you are now thinking I'm mocking you. Shake with any. Under 1 year, they don't start the cries. They now said I'm mocking them. Are you happy that people are suffering? Even your own people are here too. I know. I told them too they will suffer as part of what was coming. And guess what? The difference between between some of you and my family is that they were aware that they will suffer. I was aware. I warned. Now I am seated here right now telling you that the house of card is falling. Thiefnubu will taste this own baptismal of fire. And they do not have any plan of how to maneuver it other than the old plan. Try to bribe them. Threaten them. No, sorry, gaslight them. Blackmail them. Then threaten them. Then unleash violence on them. So after shooting people, as usual, what is the other plan? When people begin to overtake, yes, once people begin to overpower the police, overpower all those armor tanks, once people begin to take the governors, the police guns, because it's going to happen. Look at me very well. And it's not going to be the fault of any Nigerian that is actually handling to go out there to demand for a better life. This is too much. They are not the ones that are coming with the violence. The violence is going to be unleashed on them by Thiefnubu's sufferhead official terrorists. the terrorists in uniform, army and police. Sopaedo, zombies. There are those that will unleash violence on you. There are those that will shoot you. Then they will say your protest has been hijacked. That is the blackmailing part. And with what I am saying, you will come back here and tell me to begin to preach for peace. You will get that now. There will be no peace for these criminals. So let's see how long or how much they can. And I love it when the pastor said, all his own church members all over Nigeria, starting with his church headquarters, even if they arrest him. Do you know that Bukwari arrested him once or twice? Yeah, that Pastor Buba also is in Jaws. He's always been outspoken. So now he's telling all his church members, on the 1st of August, we are going to the government houses. That should be the drive. No go they gather on that bridge or gather yourselves at the roadside. Roadside Oshiwo. Go to the government houses, the State House of Assembly. Let them bring all their policemen, all of their whatever. Let the action take place inside the government houses. As you are running from their tear gas, they too will be running. The politicians will be running too, to safety. That is what you call taking the battle to your oppressors. You need the number to break the barriers. And this should happen in every state. Very soon now, you begin to hear all the governors telling you that their own state is not part of it. That one state is not part of it. But guess what? The mobilization around this, the hardest part is the day one. The second day, the third day, then it becomes easier. And it becomes easier. And the number will keep swelling. You need to have this on your mind, okay? I don't think anything is going to change that. Even if Thiefnubu announced minimum wage of 250,000 Naira next week, it won't save him. I saw the state governor who said they can't pay 60,000 Naira minimum wage. Suddenly, the news says the state governors in Nigeria back the NLC on the 250,000 Naira minimum wage. They are boboing you. You get that? So if they get away with that, that will be on you, not on them. But don't let anybody tell you that nothing is going to happen. Something is going to happen. And it's already happening. It is. So I have got a few other things there to share with us, but my time is so out. So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to take calls, okay? So to every one of us who is still here with us, I dropped a link, an Eventbrite link. If you are interested in coming or joining the Yoruba Union Summit, a 3-day summit in Glasgow next month, that link will book you a seat there. And then there is also one pledge I really want to ask for. It's a please, save our soul. Okay? I know we all have our problems, and we do not bring all our problems to Mayegu for people to come and solve them. So people should go and solve their problems. But I do not want you to see it that way. This platform has been of help, a great help to so many people. At their lowest, or let me say at the lowest of their lives. You see, when people who usually have to handle things themselves never call for help and all that, get to the stage where they have to call for help. The ideal thing is that it doesn't really have to be that much or huge, but the art of giving. So I have 2 members of this platform that needs our support and help, and it is really urgent. I'll tell you what they need. You see, these 2 brothers, they need a financial support that runs into 600,000 Naira. I mean, with their current exchange rates. One of them is clearing what he caused that a sort of outstanding school fees of his own daughter anonymously. The other is also facing an eviction, not in Nigeria, somewhere else. That 350,000 naira could actually save our brother from a form of depression caused by money. And these two members of this platform have been vetted by myself. These are not random people. All right. Just like I kind of have the recognition of a lot of us here. Okay. So definitely, if you open a line of communication in this regard, and I see a means of where we can all collectively support, definitely, I can look into it. So I've got these two brothers. Ordinarily, 600,000 naira should be how much? 300 pounds. Now, if you by any chance feel like you could be of any support, I am raising 300 pounds for 2 Templars here. I would be eternally grateful to you all if we make it happen. Just so you know. Now, if anyone wants to kind of support any of these guys, because I'm actually using the two of them as one. If you're interested, just use that PayPal. Because when you use PayPal, you can easily put a message and say, this is for those 2 Templars you spoke about. And they will get it. Like everyone else who has received the support on this platform. I just thought I should say it. I know we are not too many tonight, but it is not about the number. It is about the souls that feels like they could support. And you know something? $10, $20, $10, 20 pounds, 20 pounds, 10 pounds. We actually put together and clear this. Put a smile on this on their faces. Thank you. I'm going to go on a short break. Just a break to stretch my body, right? So I will try and probably add the link to the PayPal is on the screen. You can type it on your phone as you are watching. Type it on your browser and send it, and then it will give you the page. And you can give the support if you want to. Thanks a lot, everyone. I will be back here in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much. I am going to go get the link I have people who are already asking for that. The PayPal link, right, is on this screen, I believe. But I know if you don't know how to type that, okay, I'll go get the link and put it in the comment section, okay, while we receive this call. Hello there.
All hell Biafra, all hell Odudua.
All hail Biafra, all hail Odudua. Bro, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. I just came back from New York City. You know, I was like, I have to check in. You know,
New York?
It's another banger.
Really?
Man, just, you know, checking out some sightseeing and seeing what, you know, Times Square is all about, you know.
Right.
So,
and,
yeah, you know, take a little break.
Please.
Yes, wow, what an incredible show. I mean, you're saying it how it is. You're saying it how it is and what is going to happen. It's like, sometimes I say you're a prophet, everybody's a prophet, but it's not really that. It's common sense. You look at it, you can analyze it, you see the data. What does this data say? It means that there's hell coming, there's trouble coming. And it's gotten to the point that they themselves, they became careless. You know, they've been getting away with all the atrocities, so no one has opposed them. But now, the house of cards is really falling apart. All the companies are leaving. There's no steady electricity. There's no security. There's nothing. So what do they expect? The time for them is coming to an end. And the cool thing about it is that, like I said many times, they can now move all their family members abroad, overseas. They can run themselves, but they cannot hide. They will be dealt with anywhere they go in the world because of their punishment and, how can I say,
I call it
lack of
their actions, right? Some say
exactly.
It's karma, but for somebody like me, I don't believe it. Karma is like something you wait to happen. But when people actually go for them, it will be consequences of their actions. They can't escape it. They can't.
Yeah.
No, they can't.
The consequences of their actions have caused many of us to now leave to go abroad. So even when they're in abroad, they're not safe. I tell you, so many times I've run into many of them in New York or anywhere else in Jersey. You know,
right?
You know, they get scared once you kind of identify who they are. They'll be like, oh, you know, they're a little jumpy because they don't know if you're going to hurt them or you're not going to, you know. So
they are already been haunted by what they have been doing.
Yeah.
And they do not even still have any remorse of stopping it.
At all. The chicken is coming home to roost. So they all better carry their baskets because it's hell to pay. I'm glad that due to this show and many other people, you know, the enlightenment and the desensitization of our people's mind so they could see things clearly, you know, it was going to help move this thing forward. Those days are gone where they could just say anything and people just believe, you know, enough is enough. People wake up, break this thing up so we all could be safe. All hell Biafra, all hell Odudua. Please, people, like and subscribe. Why do we have 589 people, you know, likes when there's over 1,000 people watching this thing? Please, pay your offering. I beg.
Inflation is affecting that like as well. A lot of people seem to
be
rationing it. Well, thanks for reminding
me. Yes, I think we might have to distribute some rice, you know, to get them to start tickling the light.
Maybe we have to, you know. Thank you so much, man. Okay, you have a good.
All right, bro.
All right?
Take care. Keep up the good.
Sorry about. I think he was saying something there. Sorry about that. So I have another caller on the line, and thanks a lot. Okay. For example, right now, I have received. I got no. Oh, thanks so much, prayer docents. Okay, so I got your message. I joined. Thanks so much, ma'am. I've missed you, though. Like, I've not heard from you in a while. So, yeah, this is your message. Like, well, you joined while I was announcing this support. So, for these two men. And as we speak, I have received £75. See? So I can actually get the 300 pounds before we go tonight. And then I can have them probably call in and just say thank you here. They are not in Nigeria, so to say. I know they're not. So that's very kind of you, ma. Thank you. I got your message just now. So I have another caller. Hello.
Hello, my good general.
Hello, sir. How are you?
The CA from Atlanta, my good. It's been a while.
CA from Atlanta. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a yeah.
How are you, sir?
So I'm good. Thank you for all you do. Thanks. Good show once again. Always a masterpiece. No door. You never had a bad day. No dull moment, man. You're amazing. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. For
about what's going on.
Me, because you actually have to sit there for hours. So you know what I mean. So thank you too. Baba.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Even at work, all I do is put on my headpiece and I'm working. I'm listening. You know. Your morning program, I mean, so we can't. It's a tonic. We can't miss it. It's every day. It's a tonic.
It's a tonic. Like worth it. You know.
Yeah. Yes. We look forward to it always.
Of Mayegun's diary political requires that you have to give them the quality content that is worth their time.
Yeah. And now you're doing it. You come a long way, man. You're now a master in your craft. I tell you.
I'm trying. Thanks, man.
Yeah. You see, this Nigerian government, I'm not Nigerian, not just Tinubu, I mean successive administration, the politicians, the so-called politicians. Even if these voters don't get the required result, that day will come. It's coming.
That day is coming.
There's no way you can't be lying to people year in, year out, decade after decade, and expect to go scot-free. It is not going to happen. They will come. This is getting ridiculous. The insensitivity of the government is alarming.
I mean, take a look at all this money is flying, all this money flying everywhere.
Just imagine. You bought
not even on the
you bought a yacht, you bought this, bought presidential jet, you 20 billion for Shetima. For the terrorist Shetima. Yeah. What is going on, for God's sake? What is going on? And I think what that lady said is true. Shetima is worse than Tinubu. With Shetima, Nigeria will be in a deep mess. That guy is wicked. You can look at his face, his cadence, the way he just look at him, he's full of anger and hatred written all over him.
Give him power and see what will happen.
I am telling you, that guy, well, let's see, but I know that one day, monkey will go market in Mayego. I keep telling people, if you look at the quality of leadership, the leaders we have, it's not a coincidence that we're going to fail. Look at Buhari. This guy is a stark illiterate. The only topic Buhari can discuss with you without looking at anything is Ruga. That is all. That is all. That's his favorite topic. That's the only thing he can tell you.
When the people he wants to get the Ruga for were destroying the people, other people from his region, from his own state, Katsina, kidnapping children, raping women, right? He is still very much strong-willed to give.
That guy is so empty.
To appease them.
He's so empty and clueless. And I don't understand Nigerians. I was a kid when my dad, in those days, I'm in my 50s, I was a little boy. My dad would come back home in those days in his late 70s, 80s and come with Daily Times. Mm-hmm. My dad would drop the Daily Times on the table, we'll go through it. 9 o'clock NTA News, my dad would make sure at that 6-year-old, you must sit down and listen to the news. So I got enlightened early. Buhari was, this era when he was in military administration was one of the worst in the history of this country. And this same man was rebranded and came back again. And so our elders that knew him, that knows better, supported this guy and brought him back for 8 years to destroy Nigeria.
They allowed him to come back and wreak havoc.
He's a military man. He's going to stop Boko Haram. He's an upright man. He doesn't take bribe. This guy had $2.8 billion stolen when he was missing, when he was the petroleum whatever project then. This guy is as corrupt as anybody and wicked too. This guy threatened Nigerians that if he doesn't win the election, this is going to happen. that if you kill Boko Haram, any attack on Boko Haram is attack on the North. He said all this. He said all this, and Nigerians still voted for him. We still have people, professors, PhD holders supported this guy.
Tomorrow, they will still speak for him. They'll
They'll speak for him.
He's a man of probity. He's a man of integrity. Like, come on, man. Under them, integrity actually means a different thing now. You know that.
The same thing they did with Thiefnubu, that he built Lagos. And actually, I stayed in Lagos for over 45 years. Which build are you talking about?
Build, go. Because a lot of you that will go back to that same Lagos now just will be like, Lagos was cleaner when you were younger. 45 years ago, it wasn't this worse. 50 years ago, we see those images. Then we know when everything is changing.
Jakonde in the 80s proposed a metro line project that Buhari cancelled as a president. Jakonde. Imagine years back when Jakonde proposed the metro line project, and look at the blue road they are doing now. As if they are.
It was in 1981. He was going to come back and build that in 1983 elections, which got thrown out the following year. Remember.
So our parents and our fathers, those that support this evil, they didn't do well. And these religious leaders that kept quiet all this while, where is Tunde Bakare, for God's sake? Where is Tunde Bakare?
And when they
he was at Ojota every time at Ojota with Tinubu and co, with Fashola and co, protesting against Jonathan. Now they don't want the same protest to happen.
Unity that they preach now. Nigeria is our country. We cannot let this country burn. Now to protest is now violence. It's no longer right.
Problem. Thank you, Mario. In fact, things has to change. It's going to change. Definitely, it's going to change. We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. Thank you, Mario.
God bless you. See, that's a very good one from you. I have another caller, but I'm going to ask my caller to hang in there so that I can go say thank you to my dear Templars, my dear donors. You never fail me. And that's one thing. It's like a secret weapon that I always pull at the last minute when there is nothing I can do. And every time I pull it, you have always been there. Sister, I know sometimes you don't like me to mention your name, okay? But I'm just going to say, Sister Yinka, you know yourself. So I have also received 207 pounds. She's giving me part of that, though, okay? And she wants 100 pounds of that to go straight to these 2 Templars. And I've also received an anonymous pledge of 50,000 Naira. And I've also received another one. Again, I'm going to try my best to see if I can just try and mention something closer, because not everybody wanted their names mentioned, okay? I just have to. Yeah, I just have to, because, you know, this is not my money, okay? So I've got e-business. You know what that means, right? You know yourself. I got your 50 pounds as well. So what we have right now is that, let me go check. 75 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. That is 225 pounds. I think all I need more is just 75 pounds. And guess what? That will actually give us over 600,000 Naira. So to the two of you, what should I call you that you can possibly somehow start showing appreciation to these Templars, okay? That I won't even give up your identity. Well, see, Paul, if you're watching this, don't think I ignored your messages as it will probably look, okay? You've always been here. And then to this, my other brother in South Africa, to you too, just so you know, okay? People are already responding to your request. If I have to get more than what I asked for, you will get every penny played to you, every penny to the two of you. Thank you. Here is another caller, though. I believe. Hello, is that Adeola?
Yes, Adeola speaking tonight. How are you doing, too?
Brother, thank you so much for joining me and for your patience, right?
Yes, no problem, no problem. Great show as usual. Doing well. Great show.
Thanks, man.
It's very interesting night. The chicken would have, the chicken will come home to roost one day.
eventually.
So those things are they're inevitable. You cannot compare. You can't bring up Buhari and compare him to Winston Churchill. I'm sure you're aware of it. That's what Tinubu compared him to when they were campaigning.
Remember?
Yeah,
that when
yeah.
Nigeria, when France was in problem, they went for what's that guy's name?
Napoleon Bonaparte.
They went for the Gaulle.
Yeah.
When Britain was in trouble, they went for Churchill. When Nigeria was in trouble, they went for
That's our version. That's our version of Churchill. We have a. So when you have people like that, and you have them in power, and it's inevitable that the result will have to come. So I don't see any turning back. I don't. And if there's going to be a protest, it's going to unseat everybody.
It has to. The entire establishment.
It has to
people need to understand that.
It has to.
You can't go out and be asking Thiefnubu must go on day one. Don't join that.
No.
Even if they try to make you say that, tell them no. Hey, please, one by one after the other. Okay, we want this back. We want that back. If they are not doing that, then we are not going anywhere. And if they manage to start shooting you and they mistakenly kill one person anywhere in Nigeria, everybody should just go to phase 2. And that will then be Thiefnubu must go. That's how you should do it. Don't let them infiltrate you enough that they will begin to sing some war song from day one because they wanted everything to collapse within 2 days. Don't fall for it. I do like me tell them.
Baba, see, this one is going to happen, like they say, on Iduru. It's my point. On Iduru, they don't go wait to see the whole. No, Baba, they go jar to now. They go jar because the outcome has to come, my God. The outcome of all the rubbish they've been doing, it has to come.
Consequences for all this responsibility.
There are consequences. There are consequences. So the outcome will come. The way to play out, it might not be comparable to the one in Kenya because every country has its own, features, So, yeah, exactly. So, you might not have one person confessing, just like on the clip you played, all the atrocities they've done. You might find them confessing from afar when they've jackpot. It's my point. They might be releasing videos.
I'm not looking forward to them doing it the Kenya way. I am saying that when the shit hit the fan, okay, and they cannot run away because not all of them will be able to run away. The people that will capture them, they will now say, listen, it's either we deal with you the way we want to, or you just take this list and begin to write how much in all this routine, okay? So once you now write everything out, you will now be given this speech that you have to say, fellow Nigerians, dear Nigerians, my name is, please, I have given these people everything I've stolen. I've given them the list, I've given them the document, and I ask for your forgiveness. I'm just saying, that people should keep something from what is going on there, right? Some of them
because
when the shit is rough.
Because I think the low level ones might be the ones that might not be able to escape, if you see what I mean. The ones that are very quick, agile, that have probably
overconfidence will keep some of them there.
Exactly.
You get what I mean? Because they have this
they'll be too stubborn to go.
They can command the voice. Until when they realize that some of the thugs they always use will now turn against them. They will now say how much they hate them. You get?
There's no more middle class. They plunge people into poverty. See, they plunge people into poverty. The ones that were in poverty have moved to extreme poverty. There are layers of poverty. There's poverty and there's extreme poverty. So the ones in poverty, they've been plunged to extreme poverty. The ones in middle class have been plunged to poverty. So those are the consequences of having such people in power. See, Michael, when I was in Lagos recently, and I saw how much they were selling tomato and they were selling pepper, I was so disheartened because these things can grow for free if you just to wash tomato or wash pepper and pour the water behind your back garden. These things can grow freely. We can boost food production with the right people in place. But the outcome, my God, this is the outcome of all those lies. You know, they've been, said, how can you build Lagos? You built a slum, and and they have mastered the art of lying. They mastered the art of lying.
Boldly.
They will lie.
You
do this, you do that.
Lagos, who are living in the slum, they started feeling like they were living in a mega city too. They started feeling like, it's true. Have you been to, you are living in a shithole, Baba, come on now. But these guys they continue to make them feel like they are living in a better place, that they are giving the credits.
No, they've lied too much. They've lied people into poverty. See, when I was there, I was so sad. I just went to was it Chicken Republic to see if I can get food, and the minimum portion of chicken and chips was over 6,000 naira. My ego.
Yeah.
Was over 6,000 naira. And I was not thinking this is even beyond the reach of anyone in any basic salary. It's beyond the reach. You can't even say you want to just chill and buy. You can't. Michael, the end has to come on. The end has to come, and I don't know how. I just hope that people that will lead this movement, or that will be not even lead, that will be influential, will be ones that will really trash out all the problems that we have. And there's no going back, because the outcome has to come. The outcome of all this thuggery, of all this excessive looting. You can't even
impunity as well. Like, okay, yes, we are looting. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah,
that's exactly the stage they are now. What are you gonna do?
They are comfortable that Nigerians are powerless. There is that level whereby people will be powerless because they're in poverty. When people are in poverty, in extreme poverty, you strip away the rights from them. You strip away the power from them. You strip away dignity from them. People that should be gainfully employed, people that should be productive, you render them useless.
You steal their
look at the building that.
Them.
Look at the building that
fast.
People go so fast. So this movement, I believe any movement coming out now will be the finality. We don't want any replacement. We want to bring the whole structure down. No, Michael, is beyond their reach. People are in poverty. It's beyond their reach. Okay, Michael, what are they going to do extra to alleviate these things?
In 1 week.
What promises? There's nothing. See, raising minimum wage is not the solution. The system is broken. Let us strip it out and let's rebuild if we want to be together.
Break it apart, break it up,
break it apart,
and all of that. Okay, and let people
there is no shame
to still be together or not after that.
There is no shame in breaking it up, because that is the only logical thing to do. Break it up, because it's not working. You built on a shaky foundation. You built on sand, and you're expecting the building to be solid. It's not. How much are they selling car? Even fairly used car, Toyota. My gun 6 million, 7 million.
No.
This even Nigerian used one, 6-7 million. Toyota Nigerian used to 6-7 million. And I'm thinking it's beyond the reach of a lot of people. So if you have imagine your car, your friend used car.
Much we bought the Yoruba Union bought a bike, brand new bike.
No, not at all.
That Mr. Lukman, that guy that we paid for his operation here, remember? So we bought.
Yeah.
Do you know how much we bought one? I think it was about 900,000 naira. Right now, it's probably over 1 million naira. Okada.
Wow.
Bike. That's something that you have to cash out 70,000 naira to go and buy a Bajaj. You bought a Bajaj.
Then how will you now?
Nice.
Over 1 million. So how even mobility problems, even just mobility is the problem. That's the only country there I see that your fairly used cars will be revalued upwards. Michael, is not sustainable. Let us be honest. Even we are tired. We and the diaspora, we are tired. Let this thing come crashing down. We're ready for them.
Even people
for what?
Who have no job, who have no employment or whatever, or any other means of sustaining themselves. To even put
then how do you break even, Michael?
Put together and buy yourself a bike these days,
Then how will you now break
no
even if
longer
you
in
buy
the
yourself
reach
a
of any
bike?
poor man anymore. Not anymore.
No, but Michael, how do you sustain that? How do you even
How
break
can they
even if you
sustain it?
buy?
Exactly. How?
How
Even
can
if
you
you're
break
lying
even?
to yourself and telling yourselves that it will get better. How? You must be doing something to make
No.
that better. At least if you can't make
See,
it
Michael, you
better,
can't go back.
you can stop the bleeding, right? Where you can begin to
You saw the clip.
invest in stopping the bleeding so that it doesn't get worse. But no. Everything will make it worse. Is what these guys are doing.
Look at what that guy was
loans
saying.
they're asking for again.
No. See, Michael, even when you're showing that clip of that guy lying, that guy that was lying through his mouth about the refineries being going to be in full operation.
I'm not sure today, but I think it's going to work in there because it's all lies, man. It's all lies. And what I wanted to say
Naira to
about
pound,
that, Adiola,
2,000
is this.
naira.
They do not have crude oil. Nigeria doesn't produce crude oil themselves. So they do not have crude oil to supply those refineries. That's another story for another day. Ask Dangote. And it's Dangote don't build one, Abi. What is now? They say Nigeria is producing crude oil, but importing finished products. Now that Nigeria Dangote has a refinery, Nigeria is now importing crude oil. And they tell you, if they tell you about Nigeria problem, and
they've sold all the
you say
future
you understand
contracts.
and still laughing. They did not explain.
No, they've sold all the future contracts. So so imagine if you have all you have those oil you have those oil contracts. Some of them have sold future contracts, 5 years, 6 years, God knows, all those nice variation of Bonnie lights. They won't tell you. They are not producing. Some of them have borrowed against those assets. So some people that have actually have those oil wells, they borrowed against it. So some have sold it off. So in terms of real feedstock for Dangote to have access to real feedstock, well, even Michael, it doesn't, it's an anomaly. How can you cite a refinery outside the source?
Where the crude oil deal, they say for security reason.
What security are you saying? It shows you that the country does not work. Any good investor would not want to site outside that region. But for him to site outside the region is an anomaly. You now be bringing the crude from God knows where. That's even if you get in the it's all warped. It's a warped thinking. If Dangote had started it close to the feedstock, okay, maybe he's afraid that they will destroy stuff, then he shouldn't be going to that business.
He should go to that business. If he knew all the things he knows now, he would never have ventured into anything refinery.
Because they gave him assurances now. Because they gave him assurances, assurances. Don't worry, Baba. Don't worry. Just put the crude oil there. Just put the installation there.
Why won't he believe them?
Yeah.
Nearly $10 billion. So what do you expect?
Yeah, they gave him money. So now even common feedstock to feed into that place and have refined oil, we can't even do it, my God. It's broken. Let us break it and move on. It's not working. This marriage is not. It's an abusive marriage. There's domestic violence inside this marriage. We need to cut it off.
Abusive relationship, Lele. This is abusive.
Baba, no.
Break it up and save life.
OT the domestic violence. So, Baba, the husband on the beat the wife on the beat the husband. Baba, good night, sir. Enjoy.
That's the accountant Adeola. Oh, Adeola, I am expecting you in Glasgow. Maybe I should begin to even call some of you out now. That some of you will need you in Glasgow. We need some of you with your own area of different area of expertise. We are not just going to sit and talk. We need professional contributions to what we want to achieve with the Yoruba Union. And I really do hope you join us, honestly. I know some people are having some other stuff planned for August. I really do hope some of you will make it down. Please do go check it out. Check your calendar and all of that, okay? I'm coming. I have a caller, but I also have another thank you to make. I have received another £50 on that PayPal. So now I am just going to say this donor, I want to say thank you to you. You know yourself who just gave me £50, okay? I don't know if I should say Sake or K. Okay, I'll say K because I can't know if this person is male or female. Well, thank you. I got 50 pounds. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have raised 276 pounds. Normally, right, that should have been it because I've got another 50,000 there pledge. Okay. Well, I won that 300 pounds. And anything extra, okay, also goes to them. Why not? Thank you. The link is in your comment. Use it if you feel like you probably feel like it could be of help. Crowdfunding, it is called. Here is a caller. Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Oh,
good evening.
Air Force One, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening to you too. I'm very well. How are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm good. Well, so Nigeria, huh? What a saddening situation.
For the 1st of August. Abubakus are getting ready too. So that's where we are now. It's going to happen.
But my want to say something real quick though. This Kenyan politician, like the video you played, right? That one that was confessed and that confessed, that was confessing on that made that video, saying that okay, so I want to ask.
Equal to someone as a
yeah, so he was a cabinet member, member, and he confessed everything, bribery, that he involved himself, stuff like that. So my thing is like, I don't know. Yeah. So should we now say that Kenyans have more conscience than Nigerians, or should we say because of the heat of the moment in Kenya, that Kenyans are putting on these people make them,
we
to
can
be
say
confessing
of everything. I'm gonna, since yesterday, people have been saying they haven't seen Aisha Yesufu. Is that a serious thing? Or Aisha is just taking a break from social media? Like, is that a thing? Because I have not really seen it as a thing. But tonight is the second time I'm hearing people seeing people drop comments and ask about Aisha Yesufu, that they have not seen her in the past 12 days. Is that
that's kind of special. That's a thing. That's a thing though, because actually I didn't follow her, but I do see, like randomly social media will bring recent stuff to me, to listen to. I think that's kind of yeah, I've not seen her in a while. Something must be, might be going on. I don't know where.
Yeah, somebody has answered. They said she made a video today. Maybe she was just taking a break. But that's so good that people notice that she's not been around. Well, that's good.
Let people talk because you never know this on
people, even if they don't agree with her all the time, actually really care about her. This is the second time tonight somebody is saying, Aisha Yesufu, I'm like, okay, is she missing? And I'm glad somebody just said that she's not. Please, your first one.
Sorry, you never know. You never know what these leaders can do. You never know. Maybe she's been kidnapped. You never know.
She took a break.
Yeah. So but my point is, I'm just kind of curious about Kenyans and Nigerians. Like maybe that's the reason why they are doing all this convention and everybody's saying, "Oh, I'm done. I don't want to be a politician anymore. I got a second chance." But back to Nigeria, you see, it's just sad news every day. So the money is not even nothing anymore. Like you can just go there and siphon billions of naira. All these loans. Yeah, all these loans and loans and loans and loans. Tinubu, what are you doing with it? What are they doing with this money? Trillions of dollars, of naira, billions of dollars. And these people that are even giving them money, are they also crazy?
They must be. They don't care.
Yesterday night at work, I listened to an interview. Actually, I will say it anyways. To this former gospel singer. Her name is Fumeragbaye. I think they did that interview of recent when she clocked 70. And the only thing I can say throughout, and I think probably at one point or the other, she was an activist. I don't know, maybe a Christian activist like she said, I don't know. But that's what she claimed according to that interview. He said something that 30 years ago, she used to work in a place with the government and the union level while they were still in Nigeria, they will give them commodities and they will put it in a warehouse. Then the leftovers, he will sell it to his workers and everything that in her house, she will now be telling her children that, okay, this toothpaste, Maclean or toothpaste that we call it in Nigeria back then, that the way they are pressing it on their toothbrush is too much. That do they know that this thing that they are buying is kobo? In no time, they will be buying for 500 naira. And she said this was about 30 years ago.
All the way all of you are just wasting things, living wastefully.
Yeah.
One day
So,
you won't be able to.
Yeah. And as at that time, according to that interview, she was kind of hammering the government very, very hard about that wasteful system of, how they are wasting resources and everything like that. And she would be like, whenever she made that comment, her husband would tell her that, hey, don't be a prophet of doom. But you don't have to even be a prophet. Not even you predicted a lot of things on this program that it came back. It came out, it just being smart and able to look futuristically into, see what can happen, predict what can happen, the way things are going. Because you see the progression in Nigeria, the way things are going, you can tell what's going to be the outcome. If no serious,
being truthful to yourself and pay attention to detail. Some may say it is being smart. I don't think so. It is just being honest. When you see something and you're like, if these things continue like this, it's going to affect everybody.
The last thing she said that stuck to me, she said, God told her, that's what she said. I'm quoting her right now. She said, God told her that Nigeria will never be fixed. It can never be fixed in our own generation time. I think in their own generation, the woman will done 70. In their generation, they will never feel the transformation that will happen to that country. So by the time Nigeria will eventually be transformed, either by being divided or everybody goes their separate ways, they will never live to witness this.
Well, I don't know if that also includes also, because if nothing stops these guys, Air Force One.
Baba, when I calculated everything yesterday, that woman said 30 years ago, I was 10 years old. I am 40 this year.
See?
30 years ago, all those years that
the longest
I'm 40 this year.
Under 60 years. And
Baba, so
these guys, if they are not stopped with the way they are already putting their children to replace them here and there in a compromised system, institutions have been compromised by these guys. Promise you, even us, they never see it happen.
No, and everyone want to see, but if she can say they won't see it, according to what she said, that God told her that their generation,
years ago,
that is all the current baby boomers, they won't witness the new Nigerian. I mean, Nigeria rather.
It is not going to happen.
I don't know, maybe
nobody's going to give anybody.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Air Force One.
Yeah, of course. I mean, thank you, Baba.
Thank you so much. You enjoyed the rest of
yes,
the evening as well. So that's a good one. I think I have 20 minutes to go now. Out of that 20 minutes, I've only got 15 minutes more to take calls. So I can use that to remind us, all of us. Maybe those of us who really haven't liked the broadcast, it is your offering, okay? I know we are not many tonight. At least that you are here, register it, like the broadcast, and share it too. And for the last time, I am sharing this PayPal link to see what we get in. And I can make an announcement before I leave the program tonight. And I can go work on how they get their donation and their support. Thanks so much. Let me take this. I have another caller there. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. You might need to come closer to the phone. Though. Your voice seems to be off, like far away.
I hear you now. I hear me now.
I think I can hear you now. We can now.
My Egun General. I'm Michael from Tokyo. Remember me?
Hey, Michael. I was looking at that number. But I was thinking, is that Dubai or India? Well, I'll just let you say it, Jerry. Michael, how are you, Baba?
I'm fine. Everything wants scatter.
I'm watching. I shall be there. Maybe you know now. We've said it on this platform. When the whole house of cards comes crashing, I shall be there. Inshallah, I shall. If I am sleeping and it starts, I shall wake and be there.
All of us go on our television.
It is about to start, Prof. It is about to.
Do you know the thing that even made me? I'm even wondering this. These guys are not actually scared of anything that is happening.
No,
you just said that. You just said that in the midst of the tension, the protests, guys are getting ready, arming up, and somebody is going into House of Assembly to go and propose another padding over 6 trillion.
6
This is
trillion.
That is enough to tell them that they are not afraid of you people. That is the people that are going out on the streets. They have no time to laugh with anybody, to smile with anybody, because the message this government is actually giving to the people, the vibes they are giving. They are literally saying, do your worst. There's nothing,
what are you going to do?
You can do.
All of you are making noise on social media. Who will deal with you? I've never seen such arrogance in my life. But the arrogance displayed as we speak.
The arrogance is out of this world. What I'm just going to encourage the people on ground. Just going to encourage them. My own advice is that be prepared for what. There's nothing like peaceful protest. We've been saying this thing. Be prepared for the worst.
Because you don't want to be peaceful. These guys are violent people. They will unleash violence on you. That's what they do.
They are ready for violence. They are ready. They have the weapons for violence. They have everything. They are ready for violence. But I don't want protesters that are going to, organize and, ask for their own right to now go there with this kind of naive mentality. I don't want that kind of. Don't be naive when you are going there. Don't say we promise peaceful protest. We must deliver. No. Go there
and then begin to feel like you can call the United Nations, America or UK.
Nobody is coming. United Nations is not coming.
They are involved already.
But I will advise them, if they can actually get bulletproof vests and helmets in mass. Get it in mass.
Get some gas mask. These are
if you cannot
that can actually keep you active, even if they are coming to tell them.
You'll be surprised that they are not even ready for it. I've been in some spaces, I've even been asking them, I've been, saying, oh, are we getting masks and all this? Some people are not even ready for masks. Like, it is not even in their mind that they should get vests.
Yeah.
You are going for a protest that will probably explode, and vest is not in your mind. Helmet is not in your mind. Get there, even if you cannot buy the helmet, of course, because most of all these vests, maybe some people will import them. So if you know you cannot buy it from through importation and all those things, we have people in Aba, they can mass. Let them make it in mass, spread it across Nigeria. We can even use Isiagu material, but of course, the what do you call it? The instrument that makes the vest, they will gather it, maybe the leather, the metal, all those things. But the material, it can be Isiagu, it can be Ashoki, it can be anything. Just wear it like a normal cloth, but in your mind, you are wearing a vest.
There is a metal, a plate, a thick one that is already kind of on there. It's to shield you from the effect of any shot. Yeah. Sorry. So, you know what I found? I found the picture that could easily do the illustration while you talk, okay?
Okay.
There, Baba. Continue. Come in.
Okay. Great. So, I was just,
So you need to understand the people you are dealing with, okay? These are animals. And if you have to go out there, But some people can even
You
kind of purchase this and sell them to people too.
exactly, yeah,
So
yeah. This is
you
boots,
need
helmet, gloves,
forget about the baby bear. That's for
prepare.
the you need bandana to
Yeah,
cover
of course,
your
of course.
head. You need your
Yes,
camera phone. You need
your
your
goggles.
phone. That's enough. You
Mm-hmm.
need strong
Yeah.
boots. You need gloves,
Yes,
which
of
is
course.
kind of so that I mean, there are so many
Yeah.
things that you need there, including the gas mask. They sell all these
So
things. Get them and kit
the idea of all these things is that if they have all these things ready, the vest, the helmet, everything ready, number one, it will encourage the protesters. They won't be afraid of bullet, Abby. Nobody will say, hey, they will shoot us. If you shoot them, all they will do is remove the bullet, dust their something.
At least you will kind of reduce the fatal state that people can die. That will reduce that.
Exactly. It will reduce that. Nobody will be dying like 150, 200, all those. So once you reduce that, then on the other hand, it will discourage the police from shooting. When they see 500 people wearing vests, marching, they burn them well. Oh, yeah, go and join now. You go just, it will just be like a waste of time.
You get that?
You can't see 1 million people marching with vests and helmets. And then you want to go and engage them.
You want practice. If they grab you, okay, you shoot about 10 of them, and they went down. And then you realize that about these 10 people where we just shoot now don't stand up. They don't stand up again. Nigeria, they will probably think it's some voodoo. They will pick race. So don't go for the Nigerian policemen thinking it will probably fear God or anything. They don't fear anything, even though they are suffering too. They will shoot and kill you.
Yeah. That is how I even believe that. I believe some of them will join in disguise. They may not even wear that uniform that day. Yeah, some of them will join. But my own is that I don't want people to go there. I don't want them to go with this kind of naive mentality. Go there, hope for the best, and prepare for the worst, because your government they are not moving. The decisions they've been making in this week or in recent, they don't look like people that are moving. They are not scared of you people. So that's what I just want to advise you.
Michael,
thank you for everything you're doing. Yeah.
God bless you too for joining us as well, adding your own views to this. Thank you so much, everyone. Just as a means of refresher, just to refresh our minds, Thiefnubu has announced that they are going to start disbursing 1 billion naira student loan. Tell me, 1 billion naira student loan for how many students? So they took some pictures today and then they uploaded that on social media to say that Thiefnubu's student loan have received 1 billion, and then they do what they normally do by Sabi, share pictures and all of that to you. So here, 698 million 460, 6,008. It's what? 800 naira. This is how much NEL fund received. It's not even up to 1 billion. Let's say 700 million naira. That's how much they received a paper check that says to go and pay for your student loan. I hope you get a copy or you get a share from that money while you go to bed tonight. The following are the 14 demands that those who are organizing the national protest are pushing. Scrap the 1999 Constitution. Call for a national conference and a national referendum. Cancel the Senate arm of Nigerian legislative system. Keep the House of Rep. Pay workers to 50,000. Invest in education. Give student grants, not loans. Release Nnamdi Kanu. And demilitarize the eastern part of Nigeria. Reclaim what they call the public or publicly owned enterprises they sold to themselves as scraps. Reinstate corruption-free subsidy regime. Probe past present Nigerian dealers. collect their loot, and return it back to Nigeria. Restructuring of Nigeria to accommodate Nigeria's diversity. End banditry, terrorism, and violent crimes. Stop continuous human rights violations and duplication of security agencies. Establish a special energy fund immediately. Immediate reconstitution of the Nigerian electoral body. Electoral reform. Massive investment in public works and industrialization. Massive shake-up in the Nigerian judiciary. All of these, among others that are still probably being cooked, are becoming the official request of those who are going to eat the streets in Nigeria in the coming days. So, thanks to everyone for your time. And it seems, Totu, thank you. Totu has completed our donation. Now we have £300. So if the exchange rate is 2,000 whatever Naira to a pound, so I got my 600,000 Naira pledge tonight. And thanks to all of you. And seriously, thank you. So my fellow Templars here that privately seek this financial support, they can now get something that will probably save our brothers from this depression. I know if you are the type that usually give, then you just have to become the one that asks. It's always tough. But I do say to people, there's no problem. I mean, there's nothing wrong in asking for help. Okay? So if I have a chance of somebody coming closer and I get to see your message, I will react. If I can't deal with it personally, I will talk to the members of this Temple of Truth. We care for one another, right? It is all just so you know that no matter what you are going through, somebody does care. There are people who cares. Just share with us. And who knows? And hopefully we don't abuse it too. Thanks a lot, everyone. If I receive anything extra after this program this evening, you should trust I will tell you tomorrow. And like I said, every penny will be divided and given to these guys as they would want it. Okay, so thank you. And to the donors, thank you. To everyone else, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to see you tomorrow afternoon. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì í o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.